Greetings to Africans across the continent and the global African family. Today is Friday, January 9, 2026. I am Amara Nkosi. Voice of Sovereign Africa is grounded in truth, unity, sovereignty, and shared progress. Families, we bring you a serious update from Burkina Faso. Investigations into a failed coup attempt continue to reveal troubling details. What began as a security issue has grown into a national concern. Authorities say the plot developed over time through meetings, communication networks, and financial movements, not public unrest. Officials allege the aim went beyond political disagreement, moving toward the forced removal of the current leadership. In this broadcast, you will hear a translated statement from one of those arrested who claims involvement through meetings, intermediaries, and large money transfers. These claims are part of an ongoing investigation. All statements remain under verification. Our role is to inform responsibly, not to judge. This case raises deeper questions about hidden networks, power struggles, and the pressure faced by leaders who assert national control. Families, listen carefully. Separate emotion from information. Instability in one African nation affects the entire continent. Before we begin, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Families, we will now play the video. Watch closely and form your own judgment.
My name is Elhaji Madi Sakande. I am a merchant. In 2023, I went to see former President Damiba, and we had a discussion. In 2025, I went to see former President Damiba again. During our second meeting, he informed me of their intention to stage a coup d'etat to seize power. He explained his desire to regain power and asked me to see how we could help him achieve his objective.
A failed coup attempt continues to expose disturbing details. What first appeared to be a routine security alert has expanded into a serious national matter involving organized planning, funding, coordination, and people drawn from different social and professional groups. As the investigation moves forward, new information keeps emerging. What is taking shape requires calm focus, careful listening, and responsible reflection. Investigators state that this plot did not arise suddenly and was not driven by street protests or public unrest. It is alleged to have developed over time through meetings, communication networks, and the transfer of money. Authorities say the objective went beyond political pressure or disagreement and moved toward plans to forcibly remove the current leadership. Families, this is where the issue becomes grave. When political ambition turns into alleged plans for assassination and state destabilization, it stops being about opinion or ideology. It becomes a direct threat to national stability, public safety, and the country's future. In today's broadcast, you will hear a translated testimony from one of the individuals arrested in connection with this plot. The speaker identifies himself as a merchant and describes his alleged role, including meetings with political figures, contact with intermediaries, and the movement of large sums of money. He further claims that the plan involved individuals with access to the presidency and that discussions included the possibility of killing the sitting president. Families, we must be clear. This testimony forms part of an ongoing investigation. The allegations mentioned remain subject to verification by security and judicial authorities. Our role is not to judge, but to present information responsibly so Africans understand what is unfolding and why it matters. What has shocked many observers is not only the content of the claims, but also the profile of those allegedly involved. Reports suggesting the involvement of elderly figures, business people, and civilians have raised serious questions about impunity, financial backing, and hidden networks that often operate behind political power struggles. This situation pushes us to ask deeper questions beyond one person or one event. Why has the current president faced pressure since assuming office? Why do leaders who speak firmly about sovereignty, independence, and national control of resources often meet resistance, not only from outside forces, but also from within? And why do efforts to chart a new course for African nations so often meet destabilization instead of open dialogue? Many citizens believe the tension surrounding this case connects to broader sovereignty issues. Burkina Faso, like many African states, carries a long history of external influence over its political, economic, and security affairs. When a leader challenges old arrangements, questions long-standing dependencies, and centers national interest, powerful interests are disrupted. Whether those interests are foreign, domestic, or combined is now part of open public debate. Another key element is the question of example. History shows that when one African nation pushes for greater independence, others begin to question the status quo. They begin to ask whether another path exists and whether African resources should first benefit African people. For those who profit from existing arrangements, such thinking is often viewed as a threat. Before the video plays, there is one statement from the speaker worth reflecting on. He speaks about forgiveness. Forgiveness carries deep human meaning, but it does not replace truth and does not remove accountability. Nations, like individuals, must face the truth of events in order to heal and move forward. Families, as you watch this video, do so with a clear mind and a thoughtful heart. Listen closely. Separate emotion from information. Weigh what is alleged, what is established, and what remains under investigation. Remember that instability in one African nation affects the entire continent. Before we proceed, we ask for your support. Subscribe, like, comment, and share this broadcast. Your engagement strengthens unity across borders and helps ensure African stories are told by African voices. Families, we will now play the video. Watch carefully and form your own judgment.
My name is Elhaji Madi Sakande. I am a merchant. In 2023, I went to see former President Damiba, and we had a discussion. In 2025, I went to see former President Damiba again. During our second meeting, he informed me of their intention to stage a coup d'etat to seize power. He explained his desire to regain power and asked me to see how we could help him achieve his objective. Upon my return, I went to see Elhaji Wimega Ali. He is a merchant who lives in Zinyare. He explained to me that he has a grandson named Salif, who works with the president and who was also involved in plotting acts of destabilization. He told me that with this person on the team, the objective could be achieved. Elhaji Wimega gave him my contact information. He called me and we met. When we met, he told me that he was ready, and I told him to call President Damiba and that as military men, they would know how to proceed. Immediately I called President Damiba and handed him the phone. Damiba asked him what he could do from his position in the context of a coup d'etat, and Salif reassured him that he could kill President Ibrahim Traore. And since he is with the president every day, he could accomplish this task without any problem. He called President Damiba a second time, and they spoke again. In the meantime, I went to pick up the money in Côte d'Ivoire, 70 million CFA francs, $125,000. When I returned with the money, President Damiba called me to tell me that there were 2 women and a man who would be coming to pick up the money. He told me that he had arranged to meet them at the TSR bus station, that I could send someone or go myself, and that upon arrival, the women on scooters would wave to me. When I arrived, a woman did indeed appear on the left side, waving to me. I met her and gave her some of the money, and then another woman came, and I gave her some money as well. I asked them where the man was. They pointed to a man who was leaning against a double-cab 4x4 vehicle. When I reached him, he also made a hand gesture and took the money. The total amount I gave to the 3 individuals was 40 million CFA francs, $71,000. Afterward, I went back to Elhaji Wimega's place to see if he and Damiba had reached an agreement and how much I owed him. It was while we were discussing this that they came and arrested us. While we were waiting to be apprehended, Elhaji Wimega's grandson arrived with a vehicle containing weapons. He asked me to come and look, but I refused because I'm not so.
Families, you have now watched the video and heard the testimony directly. What you have witnessed carries weight and raises serious concerns about the true cost of political power struggles, the dangers of secrecy, and the urgent need for strong institutions that safeguard national stability. No matter where one stands politically, one reality remains clear. When instability erupts, ordinary people bear the greatest burden. This moment demands maturity, unity, and alertness. Africa must not accept coups, assassinations, or violent struggles for power as normal occurrences. The future of the continent depends on dialogue, accountability, and respect for human life. Before we close, families, we want to hear from you. Your voice matters, and thoughtful, respectful discussion plays a key role in building an informed and united Africa. First, what do you believe truly motivated this alleged plot? Was it driven by the pursuit of power, financial interests, foreign influence, or fear of change? Second, do you believe the events unfolding in Burkina Faso could prompt other African nations to reconsider their path towards sovereignty and independence? Families, share your views in the comments so we can engage with respect, wisdom, and unity. My name is Amara Nkosi, broadcasting from the voice of Sovereign Africa. Thank you for watching, and thank you for standing for truth, unity, and the future of Africa.